Hi, it's Uncle Larry. If good things come to those who wait, isn't procrastination a virtue? Well, yes and no. You might say I'm not a procrastinator, I'm just extremely productive at unimportant things. We could joke or make puns about procrastination all day, but I want to zero in on this concept and look at it from a few different angles to see where we end up. You may be watching this right now, and in the back of your mind, you know there's something important that requires your attention or a deadline which is looming, and you feel kind of guilty about it. Maybe you should, or maybe you shouldn't. Procrastination isn't all bad. We're going to look at some negatives and positives. At its core, though, procrastination is intricately linked to the avoidance of unpleasant emotions, especially conflict. Whether it be fear of failure, anxiety about a task at hand, dealing with a difficult person, or a general sense of discomfort, individuals often resort to procrastination as a coping mechanism to alleviate these negative feelings for a short time. By postponing tasks, they create a false sense of relief, temporarily escaping the discomfort associated with confronting the challenge. However, this avoidance only serves to exacerbate the underlying emotions, leading to increased stress, guilt, and anxiety as deadlines loom closer. As a result, procrastination becomes a self-perpetuating cycle that just intensifies in the long run. Procrastination entails the literal sacrifice of our future for comfort in the present. Each instance of procrastination represents a conscious decision to prioritize immediate gratification over long-term objectives. It robs people of their potential, consigning them to a cycle of perpetual mediocrity. Now, by this definition, procrastination represents far more than just a delaying tactic. It's a pervasive habit with profound negative consequences. Okay, now, let's flip all this over. While procrastination is often viewed in a negative light, it can, in certain contexts, yield unexpected benefits. Contrary to popular belief, procrastination is not always synonymous with laziness, incompetence, or conflict avoidance. Rather, it can be a deliberate and calculated decision driven by factors such as patience, strategy and timing, and personal autonomy. First, let's look at procrastination as something similar to patience. If individuals choose to delay action in anticipation of the right conditions, then they're being patient. Just like a gardener patiently waits for the right season for planting, procrastination can be a conscious choice to wait for the environment to improve before tackling a task. By exercising restraint and refraining from premature action, a person may allow ideas to mature, circumstances to align, and resources to become more abundant, ultimately leading to a favorable harvest. Wow. Here's something else. Procrastination may have hidden benefits for creativity. Yes, creativity. Delaying tasks can provide individuals with the time, motivation, and opportunity to engage in different ways of thinking and explore unconventional solutions. In the absence of imminent deadlines and pressure, one may feel more liberated to explore alternative approaches, experiment with ideas, and engage in reflective thinking, all of which takes time and are conducive to creative problem solving. Now, even if you are up against a firm deadline, waiting sometimes works as well, although rarely. Mozart famously wrote Don Giovanni the Overture the night before the premiere after spending an evening out drinking with his friends. He claimed it just took him 3 hours to write it. Now, again, that's rare. One more thing in defense of procrastination. It can be perceived as a form of silent protest, a means for somebody to reclaim autonomy over their time and priorities. In a world dictated by deadlines and obligations, procrastination can serve as a subtle rebellion against external pressures and expectations, saying, no, my life is more than just a process of matching means to ends. By delaying tasks, one asserts their right to determine how and when their time is spent, asserting control over their lives in the face of external demands. So, As you can see, the concept of procrastination is more complex than we first think. Still, overall, my own perspective leans towards the negative consequences of procrastination. If you want to get anything done in your life, there's no escaping the need to develop a tolerance for discomfort and uncertainty, to become more resilient in the face of adversity, and to become more willing to embrace challenges that may lead to significant rewards. You'll never know if you don't try. By acknowledging and accepting the discomfort associated with taking calculated risks, you can harness your fear. I know this is harder for some than others. I know that. But getting comfortable with unpleasant emotions will enable you to cultivate a new mindset, a mindset that learns from failure. And yes, you will sometimes fail. And a mindset that adapts in the face of setbacks. Rather than allowing fear and discomfort to paralyze you into a cycle of procrastination, growing accustomed to confronting unpleasant emotions will make you more likely to view failure as an opportunity perhaps to learn. By stepping outside of the familiar, you expose yourself to a wealth of fresh experiences and possibilities, even adventure. Dive in. Confront those difficult circumstances. Stand up to that difficult person. Don't live a life of guilt and regret. Life is too short for any of that. Now, you may be watching this and saying to yourself, "Hey, Larry, when did you get to be such a know-it-all on the subject of procrastination?" Let me tell you, I'm not. One of the things about recording these video essays on this iPad is that I'm not just reading a teleprompter. I'm actually looking back at myself. Right now, I am seeing what you will eventually see when I publish this. I can see my face, I can see the bookshelf behind me, and so on. I'm looking at myself. This message is as much for me as it is for you. I'm one of the ones who finds it hard to get things done. And it gets harder as you get older, trust me. My own deficiencies were the inspiration to write this essay in the first place. So let's face down this procrastination problem together, shall we? Let's do it.